Hello, for this project we're going to be looking at positive and negative space. In this picture right here, negative space is all the white area, so there's mostly negative space. Whereas in this image, there's mostly positive space, which is that black area. Now positive space refers to the subject of the artwork, whereas negative space talks about the area around it. This piece of work shows a balance between the positive and negative space. So for this project, you're going to be creating your own positive and negative space artwork. What you're going to need is paper, pencil, and something hard to write on if you're going outside. So for my first example, I'm going to be using the tomato plants in my backyard to create my drawing. Now with the pictures that we saw, we want to try to get a balance between the positive and negative space, so you don't want to cover your whole paper with a shadow. So now I'm going to go around and trace the shadows of this plant. Now the wind was blowing outside a little bit, so I did have to take some breaks and let the wind die down and get back to tracing. I'm going nice and slow. The video is in hyperspeed so that we can see me finish the drawing, but I'm going slow to see the details of the leaves. And then when I'm done, all you see is pencil marks, and that's when I will add the color, which you'll see at the end of this video. Now, if it's not good weather outside, you can easily do this inside. So I went inside, I grabbed my paper, something hard to write on, and then I used these flowers in my house. And then my cat was getting a little nosy in the flowers. So I set up my little still life, making sure I had a great light source, which was in my window, and I tried moving around my object to get a nice feel of the shapes. I actually moved the object over and then got started to draw. Now for this, you really want to be using organic shapes. Organic shapes are shapes that are free-flowing. We want to stay away from geometric shapes. These are just circles, triangles, and cubes because we want more of an interesting look from our shadows. Now it's time to add color. We'll be adding color to the negative area. So in this photo, what we can see is my tomato plant. This is the drawing from that. So what I'm going to be doing is adding the color to the negative area, whereas where the shadow was not. I'm using paint for this, but you're more than welcome to use whatever materials that you have, but you want to try to create a value of colors instead of just putting one solid color. Right now I'm going in and mixing in blue and white and getting a whole value scale of the different colors. If you want to use colored pencils, markers, or crayons, you're more than welcome to. Now this is the artwork I did with the flowers in my windowsill, and I'm using warm colors and I'm using markers. I'm also doing a pattern and repeating this pattern, but I'm still keeping the same 3 colors, taking my time and getting a level 4 in that craftsmanship. And here are my final products, marker and paint. So really take your time working with those materials, get different variations and values, and have fun. If you need help, please sign up for office hours and/or email me.